If that works, I'll say
It
coming up in
does.
the corner.
Yeah.
Live, we're live. Okay. Can you see that in the corner, lads? You can see we're live, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Right. So usually what we do is we allow people a few seconds to jump on to the live stream. So we'll give people a few seconds before we get started. But also just to make sure you feel way more nervous than you were before we started, yeah? Is that fair enough?
I missed that. Something happened there.
I said we're going to try and make you feel more nervous just by letting you wait even just a little bit longer to start, just to give people a chance to
Yeah.
jump on. All right.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Okay, we will get going in a few seconds. For anybody joining us, welcome to Evolutis.ie. We decided when when the physical gym had to shut down, we'd invest in a TV company and really expand our horizons, and so this is where we are now. So just to kick things off, lads, I'm gonna start with something not very technical or exercisey. I just want to make sure people who are watching know who you guys are. So Derek and Mick, you're obviously members of the gym. You've been training them with us for a while. But just let's talk a bit about yourselves. Derek, we know that you're a big Dubs fan. Is that fair enough?
Yep.
And
That's true. Not by
we
the
also know,
jersey I have
yeah,
on me now.
yeah. We also know that you love a good joke. Would that be fair to say, Derek? You've a bit of a funny sense of humor.
Yeah, it's true. With alcohol involved now.
Yeah. Tell us something a bit more interesting about you. Like, obviously, we know you're a Dubs fan. We know you like a joke. But what don't we know about you? What do people know you for? Who are you?
Well, I'm 25 plus tax, and I'm living in Swords now for the past 27 years. I always said I'll never move north side, but I lost that battle. I worked for Irish Rail for the past 40 years. I worked for Irish Rail for the past 40 years, and the one thing that I have done that people probably wouldn't know is that for the year of my life, I gave to on the support line for the wear. And I was on that for once a week for 3 hours, which is very interesting. Yeah.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's not only interesting, that's really impressive. And let's end the interview right now.
Right, over. Thanks.
We're done. Mick, I know you love a joke even more than Derek does, especially dad jokes. Have you any that you'd like to tell us?
I wouldn't embarrass myself.
But come here, Mick. Embarrassing ourselves is what it's all about. Being a dad, do you know what I mean?
That's very true. That's very true.
Tell us something that people wouldn't know about you, Mick. What, like, obviously people in the gym know you. A few things about you. What would we not know about you?
Well, like Derek, I originally south side and moved north side 30 years ago. I'm a state employee, for want of a better word. I work for our good friends in the customs and excise. At the moment, I'm out. I don't know if the crest shown. I'm involved with civil defence for the last 10 years. For the last 6 of those 10, I've been working a search dog with civil defence. So that keeps me busy, especially in these days. Like working from home, and it's just great to get out in the evening with the dog and do a bit of training with him, a bit of running with him or whatever. He has to be trained as well. So keep him busy that way. I'd say I'm probably known in the gym for being slightly obsessed with training at this stage.
Really?
Mr. Rest and Recovery, I'm not.
Yeah, I think you've been given some advice around that kind of area once or twice, Mick.
just once or twice, yeah. But look, I love it. What more can I say?
Yeah, Derek, you're 10 years. You're 10 years of age. You're playing with your trains at Christmas time. So, is that how you got into becoming a train driver? Was that what you always wanted to grow up and become?
No, I was never a train driver. I work for a living.
There's a...
No, I worked in the signal end of it for a long time, for 10, 15 years of it, and that was controlling the movement of the trains all over the system. And then I'm on the Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, sitting in a nice office, doing a bit of admin work type thing now, which I'm quite happy doing. Gives you plenty of time now to arrange our training, and at the moment I'm only working every second day, and I can work my training around that and cycle to work. I want to put that one in. It wasn't going on the 42k spin either. I was cycling in and out of work.
We're just making those public service announcements, Derek. You know that, don't you?
I have a letter in my bag to prove I'm okay.
Yeah, a letter from your ma.
Yeah, I'm good.
Mick, similar question for yourself. You're 10 or 12 years of age. At what point did you decide you wanted to grow up and be the owner of dogs searching for contraband?
Well, I mean, it was always a lover of dogs. Never thought about being a dog handler. To be honest with you, when I was going through the latter stages of school and everything else, all I wanted to do was get out of school, get finished, and get a job, no matter where that job came from. As it turned out, it came in the guise of the customs. When I got into that, loved it. I've done so much in there. Like I've worked on the boats. I've done what they call deep rummage training, which is going on searching ships, going right down into the bellies of the ships. Stuff that I wouldn't never have dreamed of doing. But look, you kind of, when I started, I sort of said, this will see me through for a couple of years. But you just, like everything, you get into a rut and you just stay in it then, I suppose. And then you're sort of looking, you get to a stage where you're looking at the exit gate nearly, and it's too late to move. So that's how I ended up where I am, and not long to go on it now.
Yeah. Question for you. This is probably more interesting, but what's the most interesting thing you've come across that you can actually talk about publicly in your line of work?
Well, there was one time with the dog now where we uncovered there was a 5 kilo stash of heroin one time, which was my biggest and best find, one I'm very proud of. Working at the dog at the moment now, I don't shout about any finds we made because this is of a very sensitive nature.
You couldn't do
it. But yeah, that was probably my best find. I have come across some weird things through the years, but that was probably the best.
What's the weird stuff? Tell us about the weird stuff.
Oh God, there was one time I was working in what they used to call the foreign parcel post, and you'd go through posts and parcels and that coming in. I opened this stuff and it was just a plastic bag of powder. And I said, here, this isn't right. No letter, no nothing with it, just the bag of powder addressed to a certain person. So I was trying to figure out what to do with it, and I picked it up, and underneath it there was a label stuck to the very base of the bag, and it says, "Herein are the remains of."
Oh no! Oh God!
Whoever. So I said, "Okay, right, that can go." So yeah,
I'm not checking that one.
So,
cool.
You come across some innovative, ingenious ways of smuggling things too,
But, don't share them now, Mick. I'll chat to you offline after the interview. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough, Dave.
Derek, when you were doing your signaling and stuff, was there anything in the way of interesting things happening? Where, how safe is the train network?
Well, it's one of the safest in Europe. We're all right that way, so there's no problem there. It's top notch, we're all right safety-wise. But I'd like that, we do find lost properties like false arms, legs, and all types of things like that. And that would be the things when we were working over in Pearse Station. They're things that you go onto the trains when they were finished in the station and check for them, and you'd find the things like false legs, arms, false teeth, everything like that.
Yeah. The people who leave that kind of stuff behind on the trains, though, they're harmless, aren't they?
You see, Mick likes that one. Well, you couldn't say they legged it off the train either.
Okay, we better stop before people start disconnecting. Gives a little bit about your favorite food that isn't healthy. What's your favorite non-healthy food, Derek?
I look Chinese or down the local chipper be fine for a 1-on-1 fresh cotton chips or something like that. Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
What about the sweets?
Curry.
Have you got a sweet tooth?
Yeah, chocolate. Anything, yeah. Chocolate mainly. I'd eat that all day, yeah.
What's your favorite chocolate?
All of it.
Mick, I know you like to proclaim the Buddha lifestyle now, Mick. But what's your vice?
No, my vice food-wise is probably pizza. I love my pizza, and even to this day now, I still have my pizza once a week.
Yeah.
Even when I started the train and was really conscious about food and that, I still sort of said, no, I'm going to have that one treat.
Yeah.
And I won't say as a golden rule, but most weeks now I'd have a pizza on a Saturday evening just to keep myself going. Sweet wise, I have a very, very sweet tooth.
Yeah.
If I start eating chocolate at all, I'm gone. I have to try and avoid it as much as possible because once I'm avoiding it, I'm grand. I have no issue not having it. But if I start eating it at all, boom.
Yeah, it's gone. That's it. It's a chocolate avalanche.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Just let's talk a bit about fitnessy stuff because I think maybe that's probably what we should do as well. What do you reckon? Derek, tell me a little bit about. Okay, let's come at it from this point of view. If you were to encourage anybody to do anything that you really wish they would do when it comes to their fitness and health, based on stuff you've learned or stuff you've done with us, what is it you'd wish other people would do more of?
Well, I started myself. It was just to walk, and then eventually I moved up walk and run, and I did a couple of 10Ks in the Phoenix Park at the time, the Booper run. And then moved into gyms, cycling. But I think people should, if they're interested in getting start with walking and move on up. From what I've learned, it's basically what you definitely warming up, but take your time, build it up as you go along. It doesn't work overnight. It'll take a while to get there, and when you get there, it's well worth it. I'm nearly there.
You're nearly there, yeah. Not. Yeah. I think we're all gonna be always nearly there. I think that's probably fair. Make same for yourself. What do you wish other people would do more of? And maybe it's a reflection on your own journey. I don't know. It might be relevant.
Well, what I found works for me is I set myself. I know you've spoken about this numerous occasions. I've set myself targets or goals at every stage. I mean, when I started now, I was at a very low level of fitness and everything else. I was walking every day at that stage. I thought I was doing enough, but my waistline was saying otherwise. And I found out once I started trying to do proper training how unfit I was. And it was just literally, I set myself a target. All right, I want to hit this. I want to hit this. And like Derek said, small steps. Don't go charging into it. And work your way towards it. I mean, even now, I'm still sort of looking ahead. I'm still not convinced I am where I can be, if you know what I mean. That sounds sort of like I'm clapping myself in the back of that, but I'm not. No, I'm just sort of saying, to keep myself motivated, to keep myself going, I keep adding a little bit extra onto it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. That just means that you're driven and you're like, if you settle into that kind of period of just being completely satisfied, then you stop progressing, you stop making progress, and I think it's important to always want to aim for something. I think that's a great point, actually, because if you know what you're aiming for and why you're aiming for it, it's easier to stay on track. I was chatting to somebody yesterday, actually, and we spoke about how they were very, very focused before and getting the results and lost lots of weight and stuff. And I said, and they're struggling at the minute. And I said, well, what were you aiming for before? And they said, well, I was getting married. And I said, so the reason you were really focused is because if you didn't get yourself in shape, your future ex-wife was going to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
So he had a clear. he had a clearly defined goal and reason for not failing. Like so, right, like, yeah. Is there a strong, yeah? Is there a strong, like, do you guys, Derek? Do you have a strong reason for, wanting to maintain a level of fitness and not maybe kind of falling back? Is there something really important to you? What is it that drives you to kind of keep doing what you're doing when it comes to your fitness?
I just, it's really is to keep the weight down, get the weight down to what I would feel is the right amount, and then to keep it off, keep it up with the training. And again, like what Mick was saying, is it's good to add a little bit on there to keep you focused. But I'm more it get me weight down to a certain level, and then about toning up after that.
Yeah,
that's what I'd be.
Yeah, but what is it like? Let's put it into a different perspective. You walk into your house, you've got the couch to your left and the door to the gym on your right. Why do you go right, and why don't you go left to the couch? What is it that drives you to kind of go through the door to the gym? What is it that gets you going and moving?
Well, to be honest, the gym, lucky enough, I go to the gym on the way home from work, so that's a helpful for me. And I also go to the gym during work on my lunchtime. Most of the time, if I go home, the chance it was to go home to get something to go back out, chances are I probably wouldn't. So I keep it going that I'm on my way home from work doing it. This has helped me an awful lot better now with the situation that we're in now with the COVID and all that. I was late starting all with the gym session, so when I got it sorted out now, I'm fully focused on it. I was knackered after the fourth one. I'm doing the 28-day challenge, and I have slipped a little bit, but I've got back on the horse as well, and I've started to do things. But I feel that it is taking effect. Focusing on, I think, all the times I've done it is the 1 o'clock sessions. So I have, so I really end up with people in the house and all that. You're worried that they're working from home, so you have to make a bit of this. So 1 o'clock is about the best time for me. And then I try to keep up the steps. By going out for a rambling around the stage, or going to the shops and all that type of thing. Yeah, but doing this online took a little bit to get used to it, but I'm very well used to it now. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Mick, on your side, what is it that keeps you going? What is it that stops you from stopping? I think Mick is frozen there for a second. We might. No. He moved. I think he moved his phone a little bit. You're a Liverpool fan, Derek.
Yes.
Are you looking forward to the non-celebration?
Yeah, well, we can celebrate in the house. I have a lovely bottle of Liverpool beer there that I have. I'm going to put it in the fridge now for when they win it, and then I'll drink that.
Yeah. I think they're saying there won't be a parade though. That's the only problem.
Nah. So the only thing that was going to beat Liverpool this year was the Borders, anyway. So,
Mick, are you back with us there?
Yeah, sorry, my phone overheated and closed down.
That's all right. I was just asking Mick. You obviously had some.
Sorry.
Are you still there? Don't worry, we'll make it through. We'll struggle on. Can you hear me, Mick?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you for now. It's telling me it's going to close.
Oh, we need new technology. That's what we need for Mick. Derek, would you have gone over to celebrate for the parade if there was one? Would you consider doing that?
No. I go in once or twice when Dublin won it over the past 5 years. But they won the All Ireland. But no, I wouldn't go over for. No, even though I enjoy going over, but it for football matches on the weekend, a few drinks and all the usual things that you get up to. But I wouldn't be interested in going over for celebration like that. Watch it on the television, get a bird's eye view.
Yeah, cool. There was a big old celebration last year when they won the Champions League. It was a huge parade, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I wouldn't be comfortable in crowds like that now, to be honest with you. So you're better off just watching on the television.
Yeah. Okay, we will try and get Mick back on there as we're talking, but just to kind of nearly wrap things up, what would you say you're happiest with in terms of achievements through the training we've been doing? What have you learned? You know, what is it that you kind of has opened your eyes? What is it that you feel is really helping you, either through the nutrition or challenges or training? What have you learned, and what would you, what would you kind of say you've improved on over the last while?
It's over the past month or so. I've been watching more of them eating now. I've been eating smaller portions.
Yeah.
And also, I've taken part now. I got back into doing more exercising since the gym's closed.
Yeah.
But all the information coming out is what I like. Keep in touch with that on the nutrition, on the all sorts of emails, all sorts of stuff that you can get involved in, which is it's fairly helpful. But just watching more exercise and all that, and I'm quite happy with all that.
And so you feel like the nutrition. Are you there, Mick?
I'm back again. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a bit of background noise. Yeah, we've a bit of background noise there, Mick.
That's the fan to try and keep it cool.
Yeah, it's got a yeah. Just move it around. Have you got it there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's better. That's better. Well, let's try and finish off, Mick. Just I wanted to ask you, your reasons for starting with your training and what keeps you going. What were the really strong reasons for training and why do you still show up?
Well, the reason I started was basically I realised I was training on a new suit and barely squeezing into the size they had been for a couple of years. So I said, right, something has to change. So I'll be quite honest, my initial thing when I joined the gym was to do it for a couple of months, lose 7 or 8 kilos and get back down to what I thought was a reasonable weight and be able to fit my clothes again.
Yeah.
But I got to that
How much weight have you lost? How much weight have you lost so far?
I'm 23 kilos lighter than I was when I started.
Yeah, so you went, so you shot right past that 7 kilos and just kept going like a rocket. Is that what you did?
I just kept going. As I was saying about the goals, like every week or every couple of weeks, I said, all right, I've got down this far. Now let's see, can I go a little bit further and go a little bit further and go a little bit further. What keeps me going, I'll be honest with you, anytime I need motivation, I look at the photograph I took on the first day in the gym. And say, no, I'm not going back there again. You asked Derek there about what makes him decide what door, either the gym or the couch.
Left or right,
yeah. To me, it's a bit like when I gave up smoking 20 odd years ago or whatever. It was because I was just had a touch of flu or something, and I couldn't smoke for 2 days. I sort of said, geez, after going 2 days, now see go for 3, 4, 5. And then after doing it for a week or so, I said, I'm not going to let all the effort I put into it in the last week be for nothing. So I'm going to keep it going.
Yeah.
And that's a bit the way it is now with the weight and the fitness. My weight, I have to say, isn't an issue anymore. It's the fitness now I'm looking at all the time. Yes, I'm conscious. I still, I know you mentioned this in one of the nutrition modules as well, tracking food, and there's no need to track food. I still track my food 2.5 years later. It takes about 30 seconds every meal to do it, but it just keeps me focused on what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah. Well, what I would say there, Mick, Derek, if you've been watching, like you're obviously doing the nutrition course, it's not that you shouldn't, or it's that you don't have to, and that you can choose something that works for you. So, Mick, you've obviously developed a habit, and that works for you, so that's great. But for someone else, maybe the portion control method might be the way to go, and so that's what we're saying there. Do you know what I mean? We try and meet everybody in the right way, because if you're brand new into a fitness program, Mick, if I'd have said to you, count your calories straight away, like it might have been a bit overwhelming,
Oh yeah, absolutely. But look, this is how I've developed myself over the two years or 2.5 years. I was very raw going into it. As the line in the one of the Bon Jovi songs says, my first kiss goodbye was my first kiss was nearly my first kiss goodbye, because, as you know, I had a very bad experience in the gym the first time. So, but as I said, no, I've learned a lot. I've taught myself a lot. I've got into routines and habits, and that takes time. But as you say, yeah, if you had said to me the first day, Mick, you have to count everything that goes into your mouth, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. Lads, we'll try and wrap it up. I have a couple of quick fire questions for you, just to finish off, if you don't mind. Less fitnessy. We're all stuck at home at the minute, but let's talk about what we're going to do when we're not stuck at home as much. Derek, what's the first sporting event you're going to go to when we're allowed to go to a sporting event?
I'll be back to Croker to watch a match there. I'd say.
Back to
can't wait to get back to watch matches. Yeah, back to watch.
Mick, what about you? Sports wise,
sporting wise, it'd be Leinster rugby.
Yeah, straight away. Music. Which gig would you be going to, Derek? Or which music would you be interested in once we're back?
When I was younger, I started off, I was into the likes of the ska, but I definitely moved on to, it was likes of Madness and all that and Special. But I hadn't moved on to the rock music big time. And I don't know whether you'd ever see them, because they're near death now at this stage, which would be likes of Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath and all that. I'd love to go and see them. But I'm into a bit of a mixture now of everything that's going on. So, except
you've an eclectic. Mick, what about you on the music side? Would you be going to a gig? Would you be looking forward to?
I was supposed to be accompanying my daughter to Guns N' Roses at the end of June, but
oh no,
I don't think that's going to happen. I was supposed to see them back in 1992 in Slane, and I couldn't make it that day either. Something came up. So it looks like I'm destined never to see them, but I would like to see them at some stage.
You haven't seen? Can I just let you in on a little secret? I have actually seen them live. I hope that doesn't make you feel too bad.
Well, I saw them rehearsing last year or the year before when they were in Slane. I was there for the rehearsal. So if that counts, I have seen them.
To make it even worse, Mick, I don't even like them. Okay, I think I know your answer to this one, Mick. But Derek, where are you going on holiday when we can go on holidays? Where are you going?
Well, I had to cancel. We were going to Salou, but that had to be cancelled. But we've wait to see. It's looking like next year before we can go anywhere. So again, probably hopefully to Salou.
Yeah. Bit of sun.
Fingers crossed. A bit of sun. Yeah, on the ball. Yeah.
Mick, I know the answer to this, but tell the world, where are you going?
I'll be straight to Fuerteventura. No doubt.
Fuerteventura. Do you have shares? Do you have shares in Fuerteventura?
I should have. I'm just sussing out my retirement home. That's all.
Yeah, four holidays a year, isn't that right, Mick?
I know. Only 3 days.
4 holidays a year, each for 3 months.
Yeah, exactly. Lads, I'm just gonna say, I think we could probably wrap it up there. I just want to say thanks a million for joining me and having a waffle about some non-fitnessy stuff and some fitnessy stuff. Anybody who was listening in, thanks for joining us. You can like and share the video. It's gone out across Facebook and YouTube and all that kind of stuff, so if people can watch it later on as well. And lads, feel free to share it with your family and tell them you've been on Evolutis.ie and you're famous now. But thanks a million. Thanks for jumping on. Just let me check something in the comments. Up Munster.
Here.
30-year-old beer, Derek Moles. What's that?
Yeah. It'll be worth it.
It'll be worth it. Lads, just thanks a million again. Thanks for everybody who watched, who tuned in. Don't forget to like and share the video if you don't mind. And we're trying to do this once a week with a couple of different personalities. And lads, just to finish, I just want to say from a personal point of view, and also like it come from Bernardo and John, like the two of you as people, as personalities, and the kind of impact you have on other people within the gym. Like I really appreciate that. You're great to have around, and thanks a million for sort of keeping things going and helping us to keep the community going and keep going with the dad jokes. Yeah, that's where it's at, right? We shall sign off. Thanks a million, lads, and thanks a million everybody who's watching, and we shall talk to you later on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. See you, Derek.
Thank you. See you, Mick. Bye.